Hi class, in this video we are going to practice distributing and solving proportions. We're going to practice the harder proportions where you have to distribute, but first we're just going to review distributing and make sure that we remember distributive property. So in class we often did the arrows, and we know that between a number and parentheses is multiplication, so we will be multiplying. So 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times positive 5 is positive 15. If that doesn't make sense to you, we're going to look at it another way as well. We can think of our parentheses as a basket, and here's a basket of information. But we don't just have one of these baskets. The number outside the parentheses tells us how many of those baskets we have. So we actually have 3 baskets. And they all contain the same thing. They all contain x plus 5. And now we can combine like terms. We can combine all of our x's. We have 1, 2, 3 x's. And we can combine all of our numbers as well. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15. So either way, whether you do the arrows or think about the baskets, we end up with 3x plus 15. Let's try one more. We again will do it using both strategies. We can do our arrows. 4 times 2m is 8m. And 4 times negative 7, don't forget that negative, is negative 28. Okay, and if we like to think of it as baskets, this time our basket contains 2m minus 7, and we have 4 baskets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And inside our baskets are all 2m minus 7. 2m minus 7, and one more. And we can combine all of our like terms. So we always talked about animals. If each basket has 2 monkeys in it, we can put all of those monkeys in the same habitat. So we can combine 2m with all of the other 2m's. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 m's, 8m. And we can combine all of our 7's. Negative 7 plus negative 7 is negative 14, negative 21, negative 28. And again, you see we get the same answer. So that's a quick review of distributive property. And now let's look at problems where we use distributive property to solve a proportion. At this point, we know how to solve proportions. We are just getting confused when we have addition or subtraction with our variable. So let's go ahead and cross multiply. We want to multiply this numerator by the other ratio's denominator. So the top here is m minus 2, and we want to multiply that whole numerator by 4. And that's why we need to add the parentheses. And let's multiply the other side. 2 times 10 we know is 20. Now we distribute. You can use either method. 4 times m is 4m. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And that equals 20. Getting a step ahead. Now most of us are good solving from here. I will review for this problem. We can do story. So m goes on a walk, runs into times 4 and minus 8. And we're 20. The inverse of minus 8 is plus 8. 20 plus 8, 28. The inverse of times 4 is divide by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. We can also add 8. Add 8. 4m equals 28. And then divide by 4. M equals 7. And most of us didn't have trouble here. we just distributed wrong. So let's try one more. We're going to cross multiply. I always start with my variable first, so 3m plus 1 times 2. But we want to make sure we multiply this whole bottom portion by 2. So 3m plus 1 goes in parentheses. We're multiplying that whole piece by 2. And cross multiply the other side. 5 times 4 is 20. And again, we're going to distribute. 2 times 3m, 6m, 2 times 1 plus 2 equals 20. And again, most of us are good solving here. I will do this one using story, just so we have the answer. M goes on a walk, runs into times 6, and then plus 2. At the end of the walk, we are 20. The inverse of plus 2, minus 2. 20 minus 2 is 18. The inverse of times 6, divide by 6. 18 divided by 6, m equals 3. And that is our final answer. So the key to these problems is remembering that we need to add parentheses when we cross multiply and distribute. Good luck with your practice. You can move on to that portion now.